Okay.
Recording is
What I was asking for is because I have never been either, but I know that they have them. I know they're usually like a once a year thing, a little towards the end of summertime. So before the bills get filed, they usually have this thing.
Yes, no, you're right. I did go. I think last year I've gone to one or two. So I remember I was there. I was there a year or two ago, and we were all NHLA officially doing a meeting on what kind of bills we should propose and stuff. It was a pretty good meeting.
Yeah, can you describe what they do there? Is it just people milling around in a room, or is there a structure? Is there?
There was some structure. This was Herschel Nunez was the political director or whatever, so he was kind of running the meeting, him and a few others, and he's obviously a free stater and a liberty and a rep and everything. And there was some structure, and we all got a chance to mention our pitches for ideas. I spoke about a few ideas about nullification for gun laws, which I knew John Burt was going to sponsor again. And it finally passed. And I mentioned a few other stuff, and it was like half legislators and half activists. So it was a really good group. It was like a really powerful, awesome group, like maybe roughly a dozen Liberty reps there, and some other really good guys from every organization, from guns to drugs and everything else. So it was a really good meeting. I recommend everyone go if you can. I assume I'll be invited again this year, and it'll be awesome with Matt Santonastasso there. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it.
The reason I brought it up was because I think that obviously I'm not running the PAC, but I think New Hampshire Liberty Alliance is a great organization to riff off of, right? Like they've been very successful in the last 2 decades at getting the attention of reps and getting them to care about them, and they've got it together. So anything we can do to emulate them, I think would absolutely help. And if it's too soon to do an event like that for the PAC, like putting it on, definitely something to say, Ollie, we should definitely be attending, and for us to attend that event, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Because last night it was hard to. I did manage to have a conversation with Matt and Tony Likas about the poll that came out. So that's what we need to do. We got to get that information into their hands and talk about ideas as far as strategy. And that's why I say just having the to it, and having the 13 members and other supporters come together just for a powwow on secession, I think would have some value if something like that could be organized before the date of filing deadline.
So let's find the filing period. It's probably November, December, and roughly a month before the filing period opens for bills. Let's all have a meeting in person, ideally. I'm even willing to drive like an hour for this. It's important. Let's all have a meeting. Everyone, every legislator, every activist, and let's all have a meeting and brainstorm just all the independent stuff. That's a great idea.
When was where did they have it? What was the venue that you attended? Do you recall?
Shit. Yeah. It was somewhere in Manchester, like on the second floor, like a big room that someone owned. It might have been, I feel like Jeremy Kaufman, it was like LBRY's office or something, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
No joke. That's like one of the first things that I thought about doing when the PAC got started, and I contacted all the reps. And maybe it was too soon for the PAC, but yeah, that is yes.
I don't think it's too soon. I think it's an important concept because we don't know getting into talking with one another at this time, and this would give them the excuse. We would just set the table, and then they would have that. Maybe some cool new ideas would come out of it that we can't think of here because we don't know all the different strategies and approaches. I'll call Matt Santonastasso after this meeting because he had said he was going to check with the Republican leadership about getting that list of Republicans who filed for election, getting contact information for them, which we definitely want to have to on this question of poll results and bring them in. So I'll ask him about that. I'll ask him about the idea of the meeting, or I'll ask him if New Hampshire Liberty Alliance has scheduled their meeting yet, because that would be a good first thing to into, and then the filing period. So I'll get all that info and get back to you guys.
So Matt Saborin, as soon as you let me know which primaries need the most help, let me know what I could do besides money. What else can I do to help? If it's money or articles or whatever else, or even door knocking, sign waves, signs, because
Yeah,
I want to be
Glenn,
more involved and help more.
Glenn Bailey needs help with door knocking and signs. He doesn't need money. He needs help with that kind of stuff. Everybody else is just money. Everyone else just said money. We saw the article last week about Mike and the ski resort, and then they also have the Belknap challenges for all three of them. All three of those guys.
So can we get a quick update from you, Matt, about how much money you've raised and spent, and how many like regular donors have signed up? Because I think I signed up for a monthly donation. Can you give us like the basics of how well it's going?
Yeah, we've got 2 regular monthly donors right now, and then what is we cut a bunch of checks last night, but they have not been cashed yet. And in fact, the check that we gave to Mike at Porkfest still has not been cashed. So we just have to be careful that we don't spend more than what we have and spend it faster. So we've got but our total donations, at least via Anodot, have been since the very beginning, 1679. And then, yesterday we bought some envelopes to put in the checks that we had to write to people, and that's going on the card. And then,
awesome. Would everyone agree that like the best method would be getting everyone to like agree to like do a $5 monthly donation? And if we can get tons of people, like the poll said, like what 10, 15, 20% of people in New Hampshire are willing to do that. If we can do that, aim for like roughly $5 monthly donation or more. And then you can have a budget every month. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I mean, if every free stater gives $2, we've got 12 grand, and probably a little bit more than that. So
you definitely want to ask for 5 or 10, because at $2 you're going to get a chunk taken out from fees. But yeah, that's something we did with the New Hampshire jury. Was just the 5 board members just committed to put in $10 a month, and then before we knew it, because the organization didn't do anything, we had hundreds and hundreds of dollars in the bank account.
Awesome. Who else is on the call and who else has updates? I know I missed everything, so I'll try to watch the video later. I assume it'll be on Odyssey.
Because Daniel had a lot of really good information that he shared with us just before we called in, so worth it. It's definitely worth the playback.
Good. It'll be on Odyssey.
I don't know what Russell's doing with that. Good question. Oh, YouTube says.
Okay. Thanks, Russell.
Anybody going to Jay Noon's place today? There's been a party going on there all weekend. That might be a good place to bring those bumper stickers, Mr. Penguin, if you're going out there.
That was my plan.
Awesome.
Daniel, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Could you send me some sort of like a regular email where I could add you to our news release list?
Yeah. Where would you like me to send you the email?
My email is ridleyreport@live.com. ridleyreport@live.com. I don't have a real email for you guys. I just have the form on your website.
Oh, I tell you what. Then we'll make this easy. Send it to just add media@vtnm.org, and that puts it in process. So that'll get it all kind of in the hopper to get it done.
Media at
the like THE TNM.org.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, no worries.
All right, are we running out? It's been a really long and useful thing, I think.
Yeah, I'm about to publish an article on Liberty Block in a second. I just wrote the whole thing at work over the last hour. It'll be about be honest with yourself. You're going to support secession once the feds actually do ban guns and federalize elections and ban crypto and stuff. It's like, what's your line in the sand? If they ban guns, will you support secession? So I'm talking to the minority of Republicans, like the 40% in New Hampshire, who don't yet support secession. So I'm like, wake up and be honest. So that's my article. I'm going to publish in a second on Liberty Block. So look out for that.
Sweet. Make sure you link to the study.
Awesome. I'm going to get back to work and I'll watch the video in a bit. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, cool.
Hey, Chris, after we're done recording, could I get an after with you? I want to talk about computers.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Hope everybody has a productive and enjoyable rest of your weekend.
Cool. See you, Ian.
Yeah, I guess that's goodbye, except for me and.
All right, fellas. Thank you so much for giving me let me crash your party. I'm gonna bounce too, but go win because you're winning already. And just all you got to do is get it across the goal line. And just let me just reiterate how proud I am to know you guys.
Thanks, man. Pleasure having you as always.
Thanks, Daniel.
Y'all take care.
Take care.